I pretended to love my mom just so I wouldn't get cut out of her will. Yeah, that's the kind of person I became. And the worst part? Sometimes I don't even feel guilty about it. I'm 24 now, but this started when I was 20. Back then, I was broke, angry at the world, and trying to survive college while working 2 part-time jobs. My mom and I had always had, let's just say, a complicated relationship. She wasn't evil or anything, but she was cold, calculated, the type of woman who thought affection was weakness. Growing up, I don't remember hugs. I don't remember bedtime stories. What I remember is being told to stop crying or get over it. My dad wasn't really around, so she was the center of my world whether I liked it or not. And she had money. Not billionaire money, but enough. Real estate, savings, investments. Enough that me and my brother always knew her will mattered. The thing is, by the time I was old enough to understand, I didn't want her love anymore. I just wanted what I thought I deserved after years of being treated like nothing. It started the night I overheard her on the phone with my brother. She was in the kitchen, wineglass in hand, talking in that sharp voice she used when she was serious. I was walking past when I heard my name. She doesn't care about this family. If she keeps acting like this, she won't see a dime. I froze. She was talking about me. I pressed myself against the hallway wall, heart pounding. She went on. I need to know my money is going to someone who respects me, not someone who resents me. It felt like being punched in the gut. Not because I was scared of losing her money. Okay, maybe that too. But because deep down, she was right. I did resent her. I should have just walked away, but something inside me twisted. A survival instinct. A greedy one. That night, I made a choice. If pretending to love her was what it took, then I'd become the perfect daughter. The transformation wasn't instant, but I worked at it. I started small, complimenting her clothes, asking her about her day, offering to help around the house when I visited. Stuff I never did before. At first, she looked at me suspiciously, like she was waiting for the catch. But slowly, she thawed. One night, I cooked her dinner. Pasta, salad, wine. I smiled through her criticism about the sauce being too salty. I laughed at her stories I'd heard 1,000 times. And when she hugged me at the end of the night, actually hugged me, I felt this weird mix of victory and disgust. Because I knew it wasn't real. None of it was. But she didn't know that. The truth is, if you'd asked me when I was 18 what I wanted most, I would have said, to get away from her. I had dreams of living across the country, building my own life, never having to answer her calls again. But life has a way of humbling you. Rent, tuition, grocery bills. I wasn't independent. I was drowning. And every time I saw my mom's perfect house, her expensive jewelry, her little smirk when she talked about money, I hated her more. So yeah, I leaned into the lie. The breaking point came 2 years later, when she got sick. Not deathbed sick, but sick enough that the word inheritance stopped being abstract and started feeling real. I remember sitting by her hospital bed, holding her hand, telling her I loved her. I said it with tears in my eyes, like it was the truest thing I'd ever spoken. She smiled. Weak, but genuine. You've changed, she whispered. I'm glad we finally got close again. That was the moment. The moment I knew I wasn't just lying to her anymore. I was manipulating a dying woman. And I didn't stop. I doubled down. I visited every day. I brought flowers. I posted photos of us together on Instagram with captions like, "So grateful for my mom, my rock." Everyone believed it. Her friends, my brother, even her nurses. But inside, I was screaming. Because the truth was, I didn't feel grateful. I felt like a fraud cashing in on my own performance. When she got better, I thought maybe I'd back off, ease out of the role. But it was too late. She trusted me now. She leaned on me. She started confiding things she never had before. Regrets, fears, even her pride in me. And instead of feeling touched, I felt trapped. Because I couldn't tell her the truth. I couldn't suddenly say, "Hey, by the way, I only pretended to love you so I wouldn't get cut out of the will." So I kept going. Birthdays, holidays, fake smiles, fake laughter, all while my brother rolled his eyes at how close Mom and I had become. And yeah, I found out later I was back in the will. She told me herself. "You've proven yourself," she said one night. "I know I can trust you with everything." And I smiled and said thank you, while inside I wanted to vomit. I've asked myself a million times, why didn't I just walk away? Why didn't I cut ties, live my own life, let her money go? The answer is ugly. Because I wanted it. Because part of me thought, after everything she put me through, maybe I deserve her money. Maybe pretending was just balancing the scales. But another part of me knows that's just an excuse. I became the very thing I hated about her. Cold, manipulative, calculating. And here's where I need to ask you, if you were me, what would you have done? Would you have walked away and struggled? Or would you have played the game like I did? I really want to know, because even now, I can't tell if I was just surviving, or if I became a monster. The fallout wasn't just between me and her. It spread. My brother noticed. He started accusing me of sucking up. Said I was fake. Said I was only around because of the money. I denied it, of course. But his words cut because they were true. Family dinners became tense. He'd glare at me while Mom praised me for being so thoughtful. And I'd just sit there, smiling, letting him look like the bitter one. It tore us apart. Now, at 24, I look back and I barely recognize the person I became. I don't know if I regret it, though. That's the messed up part, because my mom's still alive, and as far as she knows, we're closer than ever. She'll never know the truth. And when she's gone, I'll inherit everything. But at what cost? Because now, every time she tells me she loves me, I flinch. Every time my brother looks at me with disgust, I know I deserve it. And every time I look in the mirror, I wonder if I'm even capable of real love anymore. So, if you've made it this far, drop a comment. Seriously, was I surviving or was I just selfish? Because I swear I've replayed this story in my head 1,000 times, and I still don't know which answer hurts more. Last week, she handed me an envelope. It was her updated will, signed, witnessed, sealed. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "You've always been the only one I could truly count on." And I just smiled, hugged her, told her I loved her. So yeah, that's my confession. I pretended to love my mom just to stay in her will. And maybe the cruelest part of all? Somewhere along the way, I forgot how to stop pretending.